And finally, the asset growth system, which include built-in accountability. This means having the support that you need. And just in case you need to make some correction or some mentoring or coaching, because no one builds wealth in a vacuum. Whether you need, like I said, whether you need a mentor or you need to be in a community or a structured program, or you need accountability partners to ensure you stay on track. That way you can learn from any misstep and you continuously refine your approach. Let's talk about the critical truth that often paralyzes a lot of people. The real risk is not investing in the wrong market, on the wrong stock, on the wrong business. When we talk about the stock market are very resilient. They recover from mistakes. They recover from the ups and downs. You might pick a wrong stock today that underperforms, or a fund that lags behind. But over a long period of time, the broad market tends to correct itself. So the fear is not making the wrong investment often. That's not the fear. It's not making the wrong investment. The problem is not investing at all, which is far more greater risk. Because every time you wait to invest your hard-earned money, you're not taking advantage of the compounding opportunity that all of us have in front of us. So another part of the risk that I talk about, or I talk to my clients about, is not starting on time or maybe starting late. Well, I always tell them why it is always better to start early. You are better late than never. So the biggest regret that I found in most people that I coach or mentor, or some people that I talk to, is not starting sooner. But even if you feel you're behind, even if you have 5, 7, 8, 10 years to retire, you still have tremendous opportunity. Starting today is better than delaying any further, because every day you wait is a day your money isn't compounding for you. So the real risk is not having a structure in place. This is a true danger for you. Every year you operate without a clear, consistent system for building assets, you are losing out on compounding returns that you would never, ever recover from. So this is why having a system like the asset growth system is not just helpful, but it's very critical for people that are making decent salary to be able to put their money into the right vehicles to build wealth for them. So this is a topic that resonates a lot with people. I call it the 7 mistakes that prevent financial freedom. This is something that a lot of people fall prey on. These 7 mistakes can really put you behind. But I'm not going to get into the 7 mistakes. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book about that. The book is the 7 mistakes that prevent financial freedom. You can find this book on Amazon. It kind of breaks down some of the things that leave people behind. And if you can get hold of those mistakes and start to make some correction, you have tremendous opportunity to catch up or to avoid some of those costly mistakes. But I just go through all 7 of them very quickly. But I have a program that I really teach people how to avoid these 7 mistakes. So for example, the first one is living beyond your means. This is a trap that's stealing your future from you. The second one is when you don't have clear financial goals. You know, it's like you're making money, but you have no purpose. You just spend it. Your money is just leaking. You're not buying assets, you're buying liabilities. Number three is ignoring financial education. Some people call it financial literacy, which is very, very dangerous. Then the next one is not investing early and on a consistent basis. That's number four. Number five is relying on one single or one income source. That's why I always advise people to find a side hustle. Figure out something you can do on the side if you're still working 9 to 5 job that can create some income for you, where you can put that money into the right vehicles that can help you grow your money faster. And then the number six is emotional money management. Even some people have money in the stock market. Anytime the stock goes down, they panic and sell because they have no discipline. Or some people might want to buy a home and they have a budget. Okay, I will buy a home around $300,000. But as soon as the real estate agent show them a home that's $400,000, they buy it. That is $100,000 more than what you plan for. And the last one is lack of long-term vision. This is where you have to have a purpose bigger than yourself. This is where every one of us is going to move on one day. So what's your legacy? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Whether you have children or not, whether you have grandchildren or not. But if you do, that's great. What is your legacy? Define your legacy while you're here. If you don't have children, do you have, cousins, nephews, nieces, charities, your church that you can donate money to? This is very, very important for most people. And most people that build real wealth, they always give back. They always give back. So the self-mistakes, like I said, I have that in one of my programs that I teach my clients, that I dig, we go deeper on all those seven mistakes and what you need to do to escape those traps. So this chart that I'm gonna share with you, two charts that is gonna blow your mind a little bit. Now, this chart is in front of you. Let's assume you invested $10,000 in an S&P 500 index fund 30 years ago in 1996. You invested $10,000. Your initial investment is $10,000 back in 1996. And we're going to assume that this is giving us about 10% average annual return. 10%. So, if you didn't put another penny into this account, into this initial investment, $10,000, and you left it there, in 10 years, you will have about $25,000, almost $26,000 to be exact. In 20 years, you will have about it'll be over $67,000. Now, in 30 years, you will have about $174,000, a little over $174,000. And let me say this one more time. If you just invest $10,000 in an index fund with 10% annual return, with your dividend being reinvested, you didn't catch it, you didn't take any money out, and these companies, they pay dividend. These index funds, ETFs, they pay dividends. So you take that dividend and you put it back into buying more stocks or more funds or more shares, should I say, more shares. So you can see the result over time. So again, this is $10,000 30 years ago. You can see the return. If you put nothing, just leave it there for 10, 20, 30 years. Now, let's look at the next chart. Let's see what happens when you combine the initial investment with consistent monthly contribution. So if you started with the same thing, another person started with the same $10,000 and added just $1,000 per month. These are two people, right? The first person, 10,000, and they never put another penny. This person, the same amount of money, $10,000 initial investment 30 years ago, and they put $1,000 per month. Look at the results yourself. It's transformative. It's mind-boggling. So after 10 years, if you do that, you have about $225,000, a little bit over, about $225,800 in that account after 10 years. After 20 years, you have about $785,000. And in 30 years, you have $2.237 million. Think about that for a moment. Let that sink in a little bit. So this is power of continuous, consistent monthly investment over time with compound interest, with your dividend being reinvested. This is what you see. This is the result that you see. Just imagine that. So now let's look at this chart that I'm showing you right now. I'm using as an engineer because I was an engineer. I'm a retired engineer. So let's look at two people. One with a poor mindset, one with a rich mindset. Poor mindset, rich mindset. But those people, these two people, they experience completely different results. Why? The one on the left side, the poor mindset, they make money, but the money they make is not invested in anything that will help them to build asset. They just spend it. It's like having a bucket with holes in it and you pour water. The water just leak out. Also, it's not about how much money you make, it's what you do with your money. It's about how much money you're able to keep and manage well by putting them in the right vehicles for you. So on the other end, rich mindset, they're very smart about their money. They have automated investment program set up. They invest consistently and they invest with intention and they delay gratification. They're not trying to compete with anybody. They're not trying to be like the Joneses. They are focused, they got goals, and they are very intentional. That's the difference between poor mindset and people with rich mindset. Also, I read a book about that. It's called The Rich versus Poor Mindset Towards Money. You can find this book in Amazon or Lulu, or you can go into my website at www.freedomwealthelevation.com. This book is also there. With the 7 mistakes that prevent financial freedom, I wrote books on those things, on those two topics. So let me leave you with this. Again, it is not about earning more money. It's about managing your money and deploying them in the right vehicle. Because more income won't fix your leaking problem. So the real question to you is, what leaks are you going to plug first? Because people that build wealth, they think differently from people that don't. Like I said, people that build wealth are very, very intentional. They manage their money well. They live a good life, but they respect their money and they invest their money in the right vehicles. They're not driven by fear or scarcity. They have a long-term horizon, long-term goal. So I will ask you right now, I want you to take a moment right now to think about this. What is your 12-month goal today? If you set up a goal just for 12 months, I'm not even talking about 3, 5, just start with 12 months. What's your 12-month outcome? What do you want to accomplish 12 months from today? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more control over your financial destiny? Or do you want to continue to do what you do today? Which is okay. We have options. So if you don't mind, type in the chat for me and say, where do you see yourself? Again, financial freedom, financial destiny, financial transformation, or the ability to make choices for yourself. Have control over your own financial destiny. Or if you want to continue to work or do what you do today, that's fine too. You can still create wealth. It's all up to you. So here's the truth. You cannot build the entire system from a single webinar. Real and lasting transformation requires more than that. It requires personalized guidance, structured implementation, ongoing support, accountability partners. This is precisely why I built something deeper, a program that is designed to help people, to provide you with all these elements. You're not alone. So, before I go any further, I'm going to ask you a question. Before I reveal how we can take the next step, I want to ask you: do you have your permission? Your permission to show you how to build this system step by step, with guidance and support that you really need to transform your financial future. If your answer is yes, let's move forward. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you to book a 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes discovery call, so I can understand where you're at and I can also share with you the programs that we provide. Also, drop the link for you in case you want to pick up one of my books, the 7 Mistakes That Prevent Financial Freedom. I also wrote another book. It's called The 3 Paths to Financial Transformation, and then The Rich versus Poor Mindset. But my first real book is about my life history. It's titled From Dishroom to Boardroom: The Mindset Blueprint to Financial Freedom. How an immigrant like myself came to the US in 1983 with just $600 in my possession, and how I'm able to transform that while going to School of Engineering and working full time without college loan. I paid my way through college. I became an engineer. I worked 28 years in the auto industry. 6 years with Nissan in Tennessee, and they sent me to Japan for 2 years. And I spent 22 years with General Motors in Michigan. And they sent me to Japan, to China for 3 years, and to Australia for 3 years. So I spent 8 years of my career overseas. Then I came back and I started working in different positions, and I decided to retire in 2017. 2018, I started my own franchises. Started to buy different franchises. I started with beauty salon. I bought 6 of them back in 2018, less than a year after I retired. And then 18 months later, I bought 11 more. I owned about 17 of them at a time. So I sold 7 of them. I have about 10 left. Also, I built a business from the ground up called Stretch Lab. It's fitness studios. That one didn't pan out well for me. So I have a lot of experience in helping people to transform their life financially from where you are today, so you can move faster, get there fast. Also, if you want to start a business, you need help in building your business or giving some guidance, some advice, so you don't make some of the mistakes that people like myself made in the past. This is why I create what I call Freedom Wealth Elevation, where we mentor, we coach, we develop people, we guide you, we create a step-by-step process for you. So we have 4 programs that you can pick from whatever you think you are today. If you go to the website, freedomwealthelevation.com, www.freedomwealthelevation.com, you can check out the programs that we have. But if you're interested and you want to book a discovery call, the link is there for you to book. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes phone call, and then we can see if there's any opportunity for us to work together. Now, I will turn it to Q&A. This concludes my presentation. Now I want to turn it to Q&A. If you have any question for me, please unmute and ask me any question that you may have. Don't be bashful. You can ask me any question you have. While you're thinking about it, let me go through some of the questions that come up during my webinar. The first one is, what is the biggest psychological barrier that keeps high earners from becoming wealthy? And how do I think they can break through it? Well, to answer that question, I would say they believe that income equals success. Many high earners or people that make pretty good money have been deeply conditioned that a big salary means you've made it. So the urgency to build wealth never arrives. True wealth requires a shift in identity, a shift in mindset from earner to owner. This shift is the work that we do inside of Freedom Wealth Elevation to help you elevate your mindset, elevate your wealth, and elevate your life. Another question that come up, can someone with a poverty mindset becomes wealthy even if they earn $300,000 a year? Why or why not? My answer to that is absolutely not. At least not sustainable. You cannot sustain that for a long period of time. Because our mindset determines our behavior. And our behavior determines our outcomes. A scarcity mindset produces scarcity behaviors. Overspending, underinvesting, or fear-based decision making, or spending lavishly. So your high income amplifies whatever mindset you already have. If you can fix that mindset, and the income becomes a powerful tool for you. So that would be my advice or my recommendation to answer that question. And one more question for you. What is the one financial behavior that almost perfectly separates those who build lasting wealth from those who don't, regardless of their income? The answer to that is paying themselves first. People that build wealth, the first thing they do is pay themselves first. They pay themselves first. Wealthy individuals allocate to assets before spending on lifestyle. Wealthy individuals, they allocate to assets before spending on lifestyle. And it's the opposite of people that doesn't create wealth. Everyone else spend first and save whatever is left, which is usually nothing. This single behavior shift, if it's applied on a consistent basis over time, is the foundation of every wealth story that I've ever seen. Again, if you have any question for me, please, you're welcome to unmute and ask me any question you may have. If not, like I said, I'll drop the link for you to book a one-on-one call with me. And once, I want to thank you again for attending the webinar. And I wish you all a wonderful evening.